Breathwork changed my life, now I'll help you change yours. In 2013, my world was turned upside down when my partner was murdered. I was thrown into grief, a place I never expected to be. The last decade plus has been a journey of healing, learning what works and what doesn't. Also how to rebuild from the darkest of places. I founded Vidya Breathwork, a method designed to make healing simple and accessible, and now I train facilitators to share this transformative practice globally. Welcome to The Dark Side with Verity, the podcast where we get real about transformation, growth, and stepping into your strength. Let's dive in. Close your eyes, let's take our breath. It's your belly breath that we start with. Hands on thighs, a big inhale through the nose. Fill the belly, and as you exhale, relax the shoulders, soften your jaw, and sit and ground. Feel your sit bones or feel your feet plonked heavy into the ground. Just take a moment to be with your breath and settle into your day. Wherever you are at this point in time, tune in to your physical body. Notice what's happening, tightness or tension or extra space. Then tune into your emotional body. And maybe that's as simple as just asking, how am I today? How am I feeling? And so often we are on autopilot. When someone asks, we go, yep, I'm good, I'm fine. When really there's a lot going on in your head, there's a lot going on in your heart, in your gut. So really take a moment to tune in and see, how are you today? What emotions are present? There's no good or bad. These are all sensations that the body needs to experience. Emotions are energy moving through your body. They're your body signaling to you. It's your body's wisdom. And then see, what does your body need you to know right now as we continue to build on this trust. Getting to know you again. Today we are going to look at survival mode after grief and some coping mechanisms that worked really well for me. The first one is have a supportive community around you. I had the most amazing friends and family that were by my side all the time. They looked after me, fed me. They were just there. And sometimes people don't need to be there to talk or to speak. It's just being in somebody's presence. The next thing is journaling. And there are many ways to journal. The one I found the most helpful as soon as Josh had passed was writing letters to him. And if I go back and read them now, maybe I'll dig some out and try and find them. A lot of them were like what I was just doing every day. And to be fair, it wasn't much at the beginning. Then our dogs, we had two staffies, Max and Tesh, and his whole game plan was to have puppies. It was not really my plan. However, after he passed, I had 2 litters of blue staffy puppies. Very, very cute. However, I was not equipped to, or my house wasn't either equipped to look after these puppies. So it was me, 2 dogs, and each litter was 7 puppies. And they just lived in my house and destroyed everything. I came home one day and they had opened up my entire shoe cupboard and there were teeny tiny teeth marks in every single one of my shoes. When you have puppies, there's just no boundaries. I mean, unless you're organized and prepare for this and you're a breeder, I was not. So it was a bit of a surprise and a bit of a backtrack, but it was another thing that kept me busy and distracted. Yeah. Puppies give you love. Cuddling puppies, oxytocin, the love hormone, is produced. So it's kind of like hacking your way through survival mode. You don't have your partner to cuddle anymore, so you have puppies. And I had lots and lots and lots of puppies. So every letter to him was what I was doing in my day, Sometimes it was cursing him out for having to look after all these puppies. Sometimes it was explaining what I'd done. And most of the time it was just me telling him how much I missed him. And I would say for the first few years, it was just absolute love and grief and missing him. It wasn't until later, years and years later, that I actually felt angry. And like, that's okay. There's no timing to when this was, because I loved him so much. And like I said before, he was taken away at the point of life where it was like peak happiness for us. So in those moments, it's hard to like want to be angry or think about the shit times. Trust me, they did come. But this journaling was just letters and pages to him. And I would write almost every night. And this is also where the flexibility part comes in, because sometimes then I would feel guilty if I hadn't written to him that night. And so I had to learn in that aspect that it was another tool for me to utilize and not beat myself up over. Compassion, compassion, compassion. The other thing is exercise. And I spoke about our endorphins are released after exercise. It is so important to be outside, sunshine on your face, first thing in the morning, and then also going to a gym or doing yoga, whatever it is, you're moving your body. Sunshine, movement, these things are nature's natural medicine. You need to do them. Being outside, taking your shoes off, feet in the sand or the grass, and grounding down. Whatever your beliefs are around energy and the world, ground. Because connecting and just feeling that connection will help you. The next thing is water. Flushing your body out with loads and loads of water. I'm a bit of a water snob. I have a Kangen machine. It's really important to drink good water. The next thing is your breath. And maybe this comes after those, and maybe it's first. Because your body needs to know that you're safe, and you'll automatically take those one deep breath. If nothing else, you'll notice that. But having a breath practice, and at the start, maybe meditation or being in silence is too much. So I know, even before like doom scrolling, I guess was really a thing, like I used to sit on my phone and scroll through Facebook, and I'd be talking to people and not even looking at my phone. So these habits of like trying to dissociate and disconnect, maybe meditation might be too much at the start, and maybe you just like 7 breaths is enough. But it's getting your body back into the state of bringing oxygen back into your body, flooding your body. And our lungs are our biggest detoxer, so you need to keep flushing that through. You need the breath, you need water, you need good food or green juice, whatever's going to work for you to keep your body functioning healthily. Because when our body's in fight or flight, like I said, our blood goes to here, it goes to our thighs, and that's not always desirable for females. It's the nervous system reset position. It's your body laying on your back with your legs 90 degrees on the couch, on a chair. It's the most comfortable position for your body. And side note, if you have back issues, it may take a while to build up to 30 minutes or 20 minutes a day, because it is your back getting a rest also. But in this space, all the blood is running back to your heart, to your brain. So it's releasing from your thighs and your biceps, and it's helping your body think again. And this, anybody can do this. I recommend everybody adds this into their daily life, whether it's before bed, whether you work from home and you have that 3 o'clock time where you can just lay down for 20 minutes, pop on a yoga nidra in your nervous system reset position. Best thing for your body. What we want to build is safety, so that the body knows at this time, every single day, we do this exercise. 14 days in a row is the recommended. However, if you can get it in your day, brilliant. If you pop this into your daily life and it just becomes a thing, way better. I have students who I teach this in the facilitator training, and she teaches her kids. And so all the little kids are lined up with their legs up on the bed before bed. She teaches them a meditation, and it's just become a family habit. I don't know anything more powerful than that. Plus the kids are sleeping better and she's sleeping better. I'm like, win. So if your kids are having trouble sleeping, if you are having trouble sleeping, please, please, please do this movement. Like I said, everything I'm going to share and give you is free. It's easy. They're just you making a commitment to yourself. All of the health hacks of living better are free. All of the biohacking things, the UV lights, we have sunshine, we have the ground, we can ground down, we don't need earthing mats. All of this you can do with no money. All you need is the ability to put yourself first and be healthily selfish. Again, if everybody did this in the world and looked after their body, their energy, their mind first, we wouldn't be so quick to lash out to other people. And people lash out not because they're horrible people, it's just that they don't know how to regulate their body or they're not coping. When I was deep in my depths of grief, people would be helping me, but if something wasn't aligned or didn't go to my controlled plan, my body wouldn't cope. And I didn't understand how to process all my emotions. I didn't understand my nervous system, so it would just explode. And always on the people that I loved the most and the people that were helping me. Apologies to everyone for that. But in those moments, they're your blind spots. And that's why having people around you and being able to do a big deep breath session and go into your subconscious, that's where you can heal it. Because logically, you don't know what you don't know. They're called blind spots for a reason. And this is why putting in the work to heal yourself is important. It's why it's breath work. Like all of this stuff, it's not the easiest route, because if it was, everybody would already be doing it. But the point that I'm trying to make here is it is simple. It doesn't need to take hours and hours of your life to do every day. So imagine if we go through the list of, right, when you wake up, I want you to meditate for 20 minutes, just sitting still. Then I want you to move your body. So an hour yoga practice is recommended. Then have a hot lemon water, a cup of tea. Then I want you to have some breakfast, go to the gym. That's an hour and a half. We forgot our sunshine. So you need to go for a walk first thing in the morning. Don't get me wrong, this would literally be my ideal day, but it's taken up your entire day. And so we can go through seasons of life when that is what you need to do. When I was moving out of grief, that is pretty much all I could do. But now that I'm running a business and doing other things and I'm an auntie. How is this my claim to fame in life? But it is. She's amazing. All of these things take up time and you want to be present in these moments. And so you need to work in all of these hacks to make your body feel better that aren't going to take up hours and hours of your life. Because if I give you that giant list of things to do, you're probably going to feel overwhelmed and not do them. I remember having a coach when I started the water filter business, and they give you go through all these trainings. And so I'd written up this spreadsheet, like wanting to be the best student. And my list of tasks to do every day was like 27 or 31 or something. It was posting, it was writing content, it was my green juice, my walk, my exercise, everything. Saying, I love money 1,000 times. The list was huge. And I remember it was behind me. I remember saying, oh, like, see that list? And she's like, well, no wonder you're not doing anything. Like, that list is huge. It's overwhelming. And you're going to go, no, shut down. So imagine if I understood my nervous system even then to the degree I know now. I would know that 1, that's overwhelming. 2, I need to do my daily breath above and over everything. And that probably crosses off 10 things off the list, because if you're manifesting, embodying, doing that when your brain state after a breath work, when you're in the hypnosis state, 1, you're going to get way more results. I will definitely show you how to do this in another episode. But all of this, it gets to be simple if you allow it to be. There's so many moments where I look back and just go, wow. Having a different to-do list of like 1 thing a day, maybe 3. Like, let's just make it 3. That's achievable. So when you are doing your lists of how to cope after you lose a loved one, keep it simple. And then for the rest of your life, you'll need to keep everything else simple too. Your life has changed. You haven't changed. You're still the beautiful human that you were before. You just realize that you decided just to spend your life with someone and they brought out these beautiful qualities within you. Those qualities are still within you. You are still the same amazing human. It's just that you need to become a little bit more resilient, a little bit more understanding, and way more self-aware than you probably were before. And so all those beliefs that maybe you borrowed from them, you can still have them, you can still borrow them, but allow yourself to cultivate them within yourself too. The other is learning to feel your emotions. People will give you this messiness cluster bunch of words of emotions that you're going to go through at any point in time. And you will go through them, not in any particular order, not in any particular time, but everybody has emotions. Yours may just feel a little bit more extreme through this process. So having people, good people to talk to and to work through your emotions is so huge. And if you don't want to speak to anyone, I've got a Breathe to Heal course, which is 6 weeks. You go at your own pace and you can really move through each emotions, because that is what helped me hugely. Just understanding. It's awareness. That's all we need. Understanding how to navigate your way through them and finding healthy escape plans for each emotion is important. So say you only want to feel an emotion for 3 seconds or 30 seconds or 3 minutes, or it's the whole damn day. There's some days where you just want to sit in your stuff. That's okay. Literally only the other day, had a busy morning, felt very uneasy. A lot of stuff was going on. A lot of stuff out of my control was happening, but I could feel myself getting really worked up about it and had a lot of anxiety. And so I just decided to sit on the couch and watch a Netflix show. I watched the show and just sat for 3 hours. After that period of time, okay, like let's go out, let's go for a walk. So I just always imagine if someone was filming this, they'd be like, wow, this like drama queen has just like pulled herself off the couch. Then headphones in, going for a walk. I've got X playing, I'm just like cruising. Like the walk was just like a slump walk. I was like, oh, this tune's pretty good. Feeling a little bit better. Oh, the sunshine looks amazing. Having a laugh at myself. Laughing about how I was walking. Then I'm like, oh, I'm going to like pump up the tunes a little more. When I say pump, I think I'd die if anyone, no, I'm going to tell you. So one of Josh's songs, Josh and his friend Nico, were like Skazi, Hit and Run. So then I started putting that song on and I'm just like, boom, like walking along. I walk past the bars. I'm like, right, I'm going to do a somersault over the bar. I'm going to do a chin up. Then I'm going to keep walking. The music's getting heavier, louder, goes to like EDM, remembering my party days. And then I'm literally just laughing at myself, because in that time, I've shifted my whole state just from going for a walk, just from being outside. And every part of my body did not want to get off the couch. But as soon as I did, I just watched the progression of it move, shift, and change. I ran for 1 kilometer, and then I came home, had a shower, and went to my friend's house for dinner. I was fine. I just find it so hilarious to really watch ourselves. So if you've read The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, I had to read it when I did my first yoga teacher training. And these are the moments where you read a book over and over and over again. This is one of those books. So if you haven't read it, I'll pop it below. Make sure you do. When I read it before my teacher training in 2015, it was like someone had told me to read a homework book, so I read the damn book. I had to write a paper about it. Don't know what I wrote. Didn't really mean anything to me then at the time. I decided to read it again a few years later. My choice. So it landed different for me. God, always the rebel without a cause. And this entire book made so much more sense. I'm the watcher, watching myself move through life. I'm not my thoughts. Another layer, another realization, another like death, rebirth, whatever you want to call it. Each time I understand these things, I'm like, wow, this is the meaning of life. Understanding these things, learning to let go of bits and pieces, thinking that we know everything. We know nothing. No one knows anything. It is the only things we know are people sharing their experiences. It's why podcasts, it's why people sharing on social media are so important, but always take it with a grain of salt. It's their lived experience. Or maybe they're repeating somebody else's lived experience. They're just sharing. It's up to us to discern what is true to us. And so reading this book, like, wow, you start to understand the duality of life, and all of these pieces just started to make sense. Like, if I'm not my emotions, it's energy moving through my body. Cool. So cool. It's something that I live by. Like, life is just one big, massive joke if we allow it to be. I'm not saying things aren't heavy, not saying things aren't dark. They are. but it's our job to see the lightness within, to see the light side of everything. Because when you're in a process, a deep process, it's tough to see out. It's why dark humor seems to work for me. It also allows me to see the lightness within things. Life isn't designed to be painful all the time. We're here to learn. And so taking each of these beautiful moments to learn, and laugh at yourself when you haven't learned in the past, because if you haven't, life will continue to give you these same lessons. So to recap, we are going to breathe, journal, move, meditate, laugh, feel emotions, understand your nervous system. They're not in order. Life is not in order. That's a wrap for this episode of The Dark Side with Verity. I trust it's given you clarity, sparked awareness, and allowed you to breathe a little deeper, plus a little takeaway to integrate into your life. If this has resonated, I'd love you to leave a 5-star review, of course. More importantly, I would love you to share this with someone who's on their journey and needs a little bit of assistance. Come hang out with me over at Instagram at VerityJoCoonan or The Dark Side with Verity, or start to explore Vidya Breathwork at verityjocoonan.co. Until next time, breathe deep, trust the process, and keep expanding. Much love.